Hey everyone, J-Rob Plays here, and now that I've reached 400 power and I've had a little taste of what it is to grind to try to get to that 450, I didn't necessarily plan on trying to go to 450, but people did have some questions now that they're trying to go from 400 to 450. More people have reached that 400 mark, and they're looking for advice on how to really optimize their grind so that they spend less time in the game, try to get to that 450 so they can get tier 5 loot more reliably, because once you hit that 450 mark, it's even more reliable than it is when you're trying to get from 400 to 450. Now, of course, we're stuck at Guardian rank 10 requirements, so I'm at 9 waiting on the 10 requirements for Ash and Iron, and once we get to 450, we'll be stuck there as well. There's no ultimate mode again because it's gated at 451 for now. So the idea is, how are we going to optimize getting those additional 50 power, because the game has changed from trying to get through quickly through like a Caldera or a K1, and those are the two that most people recommend. K1 because it's quick to take out the kind of gunk that's on there if you're doing Hive on the satellite dishes, and then go right into the actual encounter with your Sparrow, or on your boogie board you can kind of go off the side of the map and come into the side entry instead of having to go through the middle, and it's actually very fast. You can get it done in anywhere between like 2 to 3 minutes on average for most people. Some people have gotten done in like a minute and a half or so, and that's kind of like the people who are trying to get the speed runs versions because they killed the boss through their shield and things like that. People are actually doing that right now with Titan using Roaring Flames, activating their super and Roaring Flames to kill the boss through their shield, so that's cutting their times down as well. So K1 is going to be for people who are not really interested in getting tier 4 gear, and they're just really focusing on getting those tier 5 drops and trying to get that light bump that way, although it is valuable to still grind the tier 4 stuff. So if you're doing Caldera and you get like an easy side mission, like to get 15 or 10 ability kills, or to get 30 kills in general, you can just stay in Matter Spark and roll over stuff in Matter Spark, and it'll all die. By the time you get to the boss, you've already killed mostly 28, 29, 30 things, and so you're done with those side objectives. Reason being is, even at a B+, you do the side objective, and with your time that you're getting it done in, you'll still get to A rank, and you'll still get your at light bonus. So for me, that would drop me a 403, and so what I'm actually at is 405 light in this case. You can't see it here because I have some tier 5s just sitting in the bank, just kind of making room so I can delete things as I pick them up and keep my bank clear, because I'm really still like at 698 on my vault of 700, just trying to save space. But I'm still doing the mask cheese, basically, where you get the mask and it'll keep you at your light. So even though I have a 403 helmet here and I haven't had a 405 drop, the game will still say I have a 405 helmet, so I have enough to try to push me over that one tier, because the same thing applies once you get like 6 out of 8 and you're almost to the next level. So let's say I'm 6 out of 8 on 405 where I'm sitting right now, and I have a primary still to pick up, which I do. I can go into my portal here and go into my arms week, and I can pick up the ribbon tail that I have waiting for me, and that'll be 408 right now. That'll take me over that amount. 404 is where I'm at right now, but I would get to 405 picking up powerfuls, doing the side objectives, and then that would take me an additional 3, so that would take me 1 into the next 406. So that's how you get to 406, and that's kind of how you grind your jump. You grind everything to 405, and then once you're within 2 and you have a 3 light bump, and really you can do that within 3 technically, you go into that next light level, so that when you do get your next tier 5, it's going to be 3 higher than that. So if I did that at 405, I took myself to 406, and then I got a tier 5 right behind that. Now I'm getting 409 drops, and so that's kind of how you speed up your power bonus. Now, I did a little bit of research because people were asking, as far as in the comments and on other people's comments and other videos that I've seen a little bit of information being asked on Reddit on the time frame it takes to get a tier 5, and a couple people have put out videos, and there's this number out there, like Lucky 10p and Child91 put out roughly 20 runs in order to get your tier 5. But in my experience, it's actually more. And I don't know if Bungie just recently changed the drop rate because people were leveling, quote unquote, leveling too fast, even though it's like going into sicko mode to grind 12-hour days to try to get to 450 like they did. They don't really consider that. They just don't like the people already done with the grind. So they might have increase it by roughly anywhere between 25 to 33%, because my first run had the idea that I was going to test out the advice that I gave in my hour video about different things that people do to get to that 400, and one of those was to join a clan and to take advantage of the increased chance at receiving prime engrams from portal activities that you get, I think, at rank 4. And so I found a clan that was rank 4, and we just got rank 5 today, so that's why I have an additional perk for additional daily focus activities in the portal. And I said, let me see how fast I can get my tier 5 now from when I was doing it with a clan that was just like a dead clan. It was just a clan of me and my friends, and nobody's really logging in. So luckily for me, when I first joined this clan and I went and did my first Caldera run, boom, I got a tier 5. So I thought, well, great, that's crazy that right away I'm getting this tier 5, because not only does it show maybe that this works, but also now I can track from this point forward how many runs it's going to take. So I got a little counter, and it's just a little counter website that I pulled up where it's tally website. You hit plus every time I would get done and get ready to pick up a chest. I would tab out, hit the plus sign to keep track of how many times I'm in the run, and I would go through and run my Caldera runs. And when I first did it, I did it just speed. I just wanted to see how fast I could get through these to try to get to my 20, because again, people talked about once you get to 20, roughly you get that drop. So here I am speeding through, like ignoring all the side objectives that are difficult. Like if it was like, you know, again, 10 ability kills, I get that regardless. If it was kill 30 things, I get that regardless. So I would still do those, still get those B plus rewards that turn into A rewards that get you that additional tier 4 drops. And I was getting tier 4 drops doing that just kind of passively. And through that process, I'm here at 20 and I'm thinking, okay, let me get this 20th done. I'm ready to get this prime engram, and I'm recording and I'm waiting for this thing to drop. It didn't drop. Run 21, didn't drop. Run 22, didn't drop. Now I'm at run 26 and I'm like, what's going on? I'm not even recording, and boom, the prime engram pops out of the chest. And you can see in this recording that I have, where you can see I just barely started recording to catch it, because what it looks like, it's like a giant engram, and it's like a pinkish hue similar to the color of prismatic, and you can kind of see the difference between that engram size and the other engram in it. So it's a really good example of what a prime engram actually looked like, so you know, like, hey, this is it, this is a tier 5 engram. It blew my mind that it took 27 runs of me just speeding through this thing to just get to it. I thought that maybe Caldera was bugged. I was looking on Twitter and I was looking on Reddit for anybody complaining that they're no longer getting tier 5s from Caldera. I thought it was just not a thing anymore. I thought maybe I had to do K1 only. So it was surprising to me that it took 27 runs. And I said, okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to scientifically now, I'm going to reset my counter. I'm going to run again, but this time I want to see if the A rank myth is real. Like if you get A rank, is that going to increase your chances? Or now that I'm in a clan with the boost, does A rank help increase the chances? So I'm doing it, I'm running. And by the way, this is taking longer because I'm doing every single side objective, even the crappy ones. Unless it was something wild and I just went to orbit and came back in, I was still doing all of the, you know, kill 60. I was doing the 25 precision kills. I was taking that extra minute or so to get that done, which was lowering my, you know, runs per hour, but I was just doing it for science, right, to see where we're at. So I get to 27 again, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously, clearly A doesn't make a difference anymore, so we've proven that myth. And I'm thinking, now I'm going to get this drop around 27, and the next thing you know, I'm going again and going again and going again. And it took me 30 runs of doing the A runs to actually get the drop to finally drop for me. And at a certain point, I was like, did the A rank actually make the odds worse? So then I went back, of course, to running, again, just regular speed runs, kind of alternating between K1 and Caldera. When I got to Caldera, I ran the quick K1, and you'll see some background video of me doing that, and then going back and running Caldera again. It was the Vex day today for me, and it was the Hive day on the K1. So those were two good, fast runs that I was getting back to back. And in that case, I was able to get, finally, again, a drop at 22. So it's definitely not like within 20. It's actually like more than 20. The 22 might have actually been just me getting lucky and getting a proc from the additional prime engram from the clan, because they was probably planning on having me run another 30. But the idea is what I'm trying to get out now is that you should expect roughly 30 runs, not 20 runs. And the time that was calculated off of 20 runs was, you know, like, what is it, like 80 hours or something like that? Like, you should expect closer to like 100 hours, right? If we're talking 30 runs just to get one on a bad luck, and the bad luck protection being changed from roughly 20 to now roughly anywhere between 27 and 30 is where you can reliably expect, okay, I'm about to get my tier 5. And so to me, I thought it was just crazy that Bungie would adjust these if they actually did, or if somebody was just anecdotally getting 21 time and then spreading that information, and then it turned into the phone game, and now everybody online is talking about how it's 20. But my own testing shows that it's not. My own testing shows that 2022 is getting lucky. Most people will probably get their engrams in the 25 to 30 range, and that's remarkably longer than just 20 runs at a time. So yeah, it is good to keep track, and yeah, I would keep a counter, or just keep a count in your head if you're good at keeping your count in your head, so you kind of know where you're at, so you know that you're in your 20s and you can expect the tier coming soon, so you can prepare your gear and everything and decide what your Engrams you're going to be grabbing from Zavala, and when you're going to grab those to give you that boost, when you're going to grab your arms weak stuff, when you're going to go do your mythic on Caldera, if that's still even not bugged. Some people were reporting that the mythic gear that's supposed to drop tier 5 is not dropping tier 5, but it's dropping one tier below what you're supposed to get. So I haven't tested that out yet. I'm still trying to do that. I just wanted to put this video out to give people a good idea of what to expect now that people are starting to get into that 400 to 450 grind. And again, with me, I'm probably not going to keep banging my head against this wall knowing that it's 30 runs for me to get a Engram. What I'll do is probably, like when I'm eating and watching a video, I'll probably run 5 or 6 or 7 runs, and then I'll go do something else. Obviously, I'm going to be playing Trials, trying to get the Trials hand cannon. That itself is also going to serve as a run, quote unquote, a run. And the faster matches, the losing matches still have a chance to get you your tier 5 stuff. So that's good. If I get lucky and I luck into a 7-win card, I'll still go to the lighthouse at that point and pick up my loot. But if I don't get a 7-win card, I'm not going to go to the lighthouse with that until I'm actually like fully done playing Trials for the day tomorrow. Like once I turn it in and I'm like, all right, I'm done for the night, I'm no longer playing Trials, I'm just going to finish out my card wherever I'm at and see what I get an idea of what I can get from there. But if you have any additional questions, or if you have any tips and tricks you've picked up and you happen to see this video and you want to add those into the comments, that would be great. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. And again, good luck out there. Hopefully your runs are not 30 runs to actually get a tier 5, because that would be atrocious. If you do put yourself through that and you do come out the other side, much more power to you. I'm going to take my time for this next month and a week or so between now and Ash and Iron. And if I get there, great. If not, then I'll just obviously have a much easier time getting to that 450 when they change the rules on what's considered powerful during Ash of Iron. So it is what it is. We're all stuck waiting on Guardian rank 10. We're all stuck waiting for the new stuff to come to the portal, so we have something new to do so that we can get burnt out on that too. Other than that though, again, long day for me. Thanks very much for watching the end of this video. I want to give a shout out to all of my new subscribers from some of the Guardian ranks videos and the other advice video that I put out with some of their leveling. You guys have been very positive and really appreciative, and I just want to give that appreciation back to you guys and thank everybody and welcome everybody that's new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Watching the Guardian tear through our...